lucky enough to chat with Hilton Head Elementary School Principal Sarah Owen last week. Hilton Head High Principal Steve Schidrich joins us today. The challenges, are they a little bit different at the high school level as school reopens for the fall, Steve?
Yes, they are different. Whereas, your teachers at the elementary and middle school levels, they have those teachers all year.
Right.
And we are on the 4x4 block, so we have a first semester, and then we have a whole set of classes for the second semester. So this virtual and face-to-face will be different maybe first semester, and then we might be back in second semester. So there are a lot of challenges, and we're dealing with high school credits and a few other things.
Sure.
So.
Everything virtual, of course, to start. Have you got a thought in your mind as to when it might get a chance to get kids back in the classroom?
No, I don't have any answer to that. What I do know is that when we start on the 8th, the state has granted us the waiver about having that face-to-face option, which we were supposed to have by September 14th. Yeah. But the state has waived that, but they said that they're going to evaluate every 2 weeks. So it's going to be a 2-week increments of when they'll decide. Just waiting for those metrics to come down.
Yeah. How is the physical facility? Is it ready for kids when that happens? And is it ready for you folks to be milling around and doing what you're doing?
It is not ready yet because today was the first day that teachers reported.
Okay.
So after we had a little initial meeting this morning, teachers are in their classrooms right now, and they are moving some furniture, and we're going to be pulling some things out because when we come back, we're probably looking at that hybrid schedule, and that might be a future question that you might ask me. But we might have half the kids come one day, half the other on that AA or AB option. Okay. So we have to pull some desks out, and we have to make sure all the desks are 6 feet apart. So teachers are actually doing that right now, getting the classrooms ready. We also have identified the hallways, so that part is ready. All of our hallways are going to be one way, so the students aren't kind of going into each other's germs and stuff. So that's the plan.
It has not gone well reopening schools for kids in some other places in the South. This obviously gives us a little more time to figure out how to get it right. Are you keeping an eye on what's going on in other districts, particularly like Georgia, Florida, places like that, to see what they're doing and what's working and what's not?
I know our district leadership is working real hard with the State Department, and superintendents are talking with each other, and our Department of our DHAC department is actually monitoring everything that's going on in the other states. So they're doing that too. But yes, I do follow the news, and I see, especially with a lot of the colleges, I have a college of my own, so I kind of know what's happening with that. So yes, we are monitoring and seeing what's going on, but we'll just have to see how it goes. We'll learn from their mistakes, and
it's going to be day to day and week to week, isn't it?
Well, especially week to week with DHAC, because DHAC comes out with their metric every week, and that's how we monitor how things are in our state in terms of our cases coming up, coming down, and whatnot. So yeah, it is kind of a week to week thing.
Real quickly, what can parents do to help?
Well, what parents can do to help is that they can make sure that there's a number of things. That's a big question. So I guess the initial one would be is that if your parents are having their children follow protocols and safely social distance, the students from each other. So when the students come in, and also don't send anybody here sick. So we can keep those cases down. Hopefully we don't have a lot of cases. But also, even with athletics too, because that's already started. Kids are in the building doing that. We got cheerleading, got tennis, we got girls golf, we got volleyball. So we've been taking temperatures as they come in, and the goal is not to end the season by September because we all get sick, but to make the playoffs and win state championships. So those are our goals. So we need the parents' help in doing things outside of school, so when the kids come here, they're not sick and they're not spreading those germs. But there's a few other things, and you may ask this a future question, but with that whole virtual learning, making sure the students are in front of their computers, making sure they have a workplace where it's quiet, where they can learn from their teachers. So there's a lot of things that parents can do. I could talk all day about that.
All right, get them out of bed and get them going. That's the most important part. Steve, thank you so much. We will be talking to you down the road. Steve Schidrich of Hilton Head High. We also want to thank Alex Brown, Hannah Horn, and Brian Keinert for their insights. And we thank you for taking the time to check us out on the Hilton Head News. We'll be checking you out from a distance around our island home this week.